Okay. I've done a little bit more work on the painting, but I think we are. Oops. We're coming towards the end. I don't want this to be a big deal, like a painting that I ache over and cry over, and I don't know. I don't want this to become a painting that I'm laboring over. So I'm going to just set my timer again. We're going to work for another 30 minutes, and then I think at that point I'll just about call it done. I think we'll just about call it done at that point. Yeah. So I'm just going to paint for a little bit, and then I guess we'll see where it goes. So our 30-minute timer starts now. And then by the end of this, we'll have a painting, whether it's finished or not, I guess. Okay. I think the only things that were really like troubling me when I took a break and I kind of like just looked at the painting were some of the things going on down here and this like bottom closest to us level, and then some of the stuff in here at this like further distant but still relatively close level, not quite as far back as all this stuff. So I'm gonna add in some darks and then just go from there. I did introduce another color since the last session. I'm introducing, let's see what it is. Hooker's Green Deep, which is kind of a weird green. It's more of like a black than it is a green, I would say. But it's interesting. Okay. Oh, hey, what's up, Sir Saito? It's been a while since I've seen that name. It's good to see you. Okay. So yeah, I'm introducing Hooker's Green Deep, which is kind of a very dark black-ish green. I'm going to try to introduce some really dark things in the front here, just to separate us from the background. I forgot the channel that I was watching, but someone like kind of inspired me to do this and just kind of run through some paintings, because I've been in such an artistic rut as of late, like skill wise, not even idea wise, which almost, I wouldn't say it's worse, but it's interesting. Oh, okay. I hope the audio wasn't too bad there. I forgot I have to switch off my Bluetooth. But I was saying that it's interesting to be in an artistic rut, skill wise, and not necessarily like idea wise, because it's like I have the ideas for paintings and like paintings and illustrations and drawings, but I just can't seem to like pull together my what I thought, like the level I thought I was at. Having a hard time like getting back there. So there's nothing left to do but to just start painting, I guess. Okay, so the value is still kind of dark, even in the situations, in the areas that aren't really darks right here. So I'm gonna try and not like over lighten them, which I think I'm still kind of doing, but we'll fix that. Let's see. I know if I want to like kind of make it seem darker, we can make it more blue than it is green. This is such a messy painting, but who cares? It's okay. It's okay. It is all right. The one good thing that I've been noticing about this painting is that I think it reads decently from far away, which is always a plus. It kind of sounds like a bad thing. Like, if you said somebody looks pretty from far away, that's like a really mean, bad thing to say. But I think in paintings it's okay. Like, this doesn't have to be a close-up paint. You don't have to be right up on every painting to really see the, you know, those strange improvisations. So I think having a painting that like reads from far away still a win. You know, it's not necessarily like a super technical painting that you can like be right up on and it's still beautiful and impressive. But I think from far away it reads. You know, that's a good mark for it at least. And I think it's important to also note like what this painting is. Like it's not this isn't like something I've thought about or labored over for a long time. This is more or less a sketch. And you know what? I like the idea of the reference, but I want to change something. I think it would make sense if there was like more light. Another light pattern somewhere in here, and I think we could add it here. Along the brushes of here. Just like add it to the back side of this, and then maybe it's not quite as bright, maybe it's like bluer. Or maybe it's more red in the front. I would assume if the further back you go, the colder you get. So maybe something like this. We can kind of trace that light to us. Maybe they could lighten this water value up as well. Let's do a really light and a warm water value. Let's see how this looks. That might be too light. Yeah, that might be too light. It kind of makes sense up here, but not so much down here. So we'll darken it up. We'll cool it off. We'll cool it off as well. What about that? How does that look? Another like idea I'm trying to follow up with is like don't put any one color in just one place, because that's not really how life works, except sometimes. But like try to add it other places in the painting. Okay, let's see. Sometimes I like to copy other masters or read books, watch classes to try and improve artistically. I should definitely do that. Which masters have you studied? I've always thought about doing maybe like a John Singer Sargent master study or a Joaquin Sorolla master study. Especially Joaquin Sorolla, because I like the way he approaches like shapes and colors. Yeah, maybe I should do a Joaquin Sorolla master study. Yeah, Joaquin Sorolla is something else. His work is really impressive. painting this close to a digital tablet is kind of nerve-wracking sometimes. Well, not for me, because I'm used to there being paint all over all of my stuff. But sometimes I definitely am getting really close to touching my screen. This makes sense. I also want to add kind of outline around some of this rock structure. Just because I feel like, even though it's not quite there in the photo, or really at all in the photo, I think it makes sense. Okay. Something doesn't feel right about this shape right here. This kind of fatness in the middle of the river. I understand how I got there, but I also realize it doesn't look right now. So let's try to change that. Hooker's green is kind of a weird color as well. You never really notice the difference until you like, I guess you never expect it to be much of a difference until you try them out. I feel like maybe I've been mostly like a sap green kind of guy, but it's interesting now using Hooker's green for this painting. Yeah, I've always either been like a sap green and a sap green kind of person, a painter, or a ultramarine blue and like yellow ochre, which gives a really weak green, but I don't mind it sometimes. I went in kind of aggressively and went really blue, so I need to maybe change that a little bit, a tad. You know what? Oh my goodness, I didn't even realize. Looking at the live stream, this is like really, that makes no sense. Like it kind of, yeah, this needs to be adjusted. Which painters inspire you most? It's hard to say right now because I've been kind of out of the loop. But like fine art painters, I would say like Frederick Layton. That's someone I really like. James Gurney. What other fine art painters? I mean, Frederick Layton just comes out. Or Joaquin Sorolla, of course. It's hard to, I don't know. I don't think too much about the fine art painters right now. But in general, Sergio Topi is a painter, artist I really like right now. We're kind of getting a little messy, which I don't like. Yeah, we're getting kind of messy in here, kind of losing the point. We do have 15 minutes, or 60, almost 60 minutes to turn this around. I don't know what to do though. Like it doesn't quite feel done, but it also doesn't feel like it needs to. Like I don't know what else to do. Oh yeah, Sergio Tapia is really cool. I like his stuff. His work is very different as well, like very different than a lot of other people. And yeah, so I'm kind of like stuck. Sometimes it feels like I'm kind of like in between two different worlds of art because I really gravitate towards like the illustration type stuff, but I feel like for the sake of art, it's almost better to paint. This is gonna sound a little like weird, not weird, but like I almost feel like I'm kind of starting to get on page with bigger is better as far as paintings and art. Bigger, just like, especially in actual pieces. Like, uh, maybe if you're working for like a design firm or something, or you're designing an illustration for someone, then you can go small because it doesn't matter because it's printed. But I feel like presentation wise, like if you want your stuff to be hung up, or you want your work to be like not used just for print, I think larger definitely has more sway, and it just has a more. I feel like it evokes more emotion when it's bigger than if you were to paint something very small. And that's coming from someone who like used to exclusively paint like on a A6 sketchbook, and I still do paint on an A6 sketchbook. I like it, but I feel like I want my work to be a little more like serious and like professional and bigger. Um, I do know Nathan Folks. That's like a really huge compliment. That's like a gigantic compliment that I almost am not going to accept. That's a really good compliment. I'm pretty sure Nathan Folks worked on a movie that I loved as a kid, and I still love. I think he did the background paintings for this movie called Spirit, which was my childhood. I loved Spirit so much, and I still love it. Yeah, Nathan Folks is really cool. I know he has. I know he has some, or I believe he has some. What's it called? Some courses and stuff, but maybe I don't know. I've just been so. I've been making myself busy with a lot of other things that are not painting, so I haven't really made time to uh, paint or take painting courses or anything like that. Even in school, I haven't really been taking any painting courses or drawing courses, or which I'm think I'm kind of glad I don't. I feel like that might kind of pull some of the love out of it if I was taking a bunch of painting classes. I don't know. I feel like this might be done. Not because it's good, but because I don't feel like doing any more to it. I kind of feel like this might be done because I'm starting to do things that are just messing up the painting in a way. I'm gonna fix those and then I'm gonna probably call this done. Okay, but you know what? I would call this our first successful painting of 2025. If this is where we finish it off, I think this is fine. This is a good learning painting, a good learning like sketch. I am going to paint the edges just because, in case I ever sell this painting, I want the edges to be clean. don't know if you guys will be able to see this very well. Yeah, I don't know how to do this on camera. This is very tough. You know what we could do? This is kind of a lazy man's way to do it. We just did that. I'm gonna do this. There we go. That's why I took Calculus 3. Or I didn't take Calc 3, Calc 2. So I could do stuff like this. Pure ingenuity. Okay. You know, I think Calc 2, because I had a teacher that was very much just wanted us to pass her class, was one of the easier calcs to me. But if you have like one of those teachers who wants to like weed people out, and they are like happy the fact that like no one passes their class, then yeah, that could be a pain. But I haven't had I don't think I've had. Well, I don't want to jinx myself. Well, no, that's not how that works. I haven't had any really bad teachers yet. At least not in college. Okay, this is really messy, but there we go. I'm gonna wipe off some of this white paint. Okay, I just rubbed some of this white paint into. Okay, we'll have to fix that. I just rubbed a bunch of white paint into the sky. Had the worst one, 85% of the class failed. Oh my goodness. To me, it's never, I don't know. If I was a teacher, I feel like unless I was teaching like health sciences or something like related to being a doctor or accounting or something like that where it's important, I think I would kind of go easy on my students, which would probably be bad. I probably would just let them all pass. Okay, because we messed up the sky a bit, you know what always comes in handy? Birds. Birds, birds, birds. Whenever you mess it up, add birds. Hey, Sublime. That's a really cool profile picture. I don't know if that's a sculpture or something, but that's really cool. That's a really cool profile picture. Okay. Always add birds. Whenever you mess up, you add birds. And it doesn't really matter what shape they're in either. They can just be whatever shape. That's how birds fly, right? In like fours. I think birds fly like that. Maybe we add another one over here. There we go. Yeah, just add birds. If you mess up, just add birds, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Just add birds. Appreciate it, Sublime. Appreciate it. Okay, this one's done. I feel okay about that. That's a decently okay painting. Now what we can do, either we could stop painting, or what we could do is jump into another painting, which sounds like a cooler idea. Let me find a painting or a reference real quick. Yeah, just add birds. Add nice happy birds. I can't find a good reference. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is a copyright-free reference. I'm gonna check real quick, but I'm pretty sure it is. Okay. It's not copyright free, but we are free to adapt the painting or the photo. So hey, that counts, I think. I'm gonna go put this one off to the side and I don't know, let it sit somewhere. And one thing I don't like, I buy these from Walmart and the stickers are really difficult to get off sometimes. And they always have these little like theft stickers too, which are crazy. I wonder how much it costs to add on these little theft stickers and if it's really worth it. I can't imagine who's stealing this. Oh my goodness, see this? They just add on so much. Oh my goodness. Okay. How do I get this off? I might have to do work on a canvas or something, because this sticker is not wanting to come off. Okay, I might have to do something different. I'm gonna go grab a different canvas probably. Actually, I forgot. I have this, which is a smaller canvas, so this should be better anyways. There we go. I'm gonna add new paint. So we need blue. And I want to close his mouth too, probably. I don't know if I want him to have his open mouth like in the photo. Add a blue. Add a yellow. Add a red. We still have a lot of burnt sienna, so I'll keep that. And then add a white and a black. It should be good to go. White. And black. Okay, here we go. Oop. We're gonna go for another 30 minutes and we'll see how that turns out. I'm just gonna jump in mixing mixing a close skin tone. A little bit of white, a little more yellow. I think that's close. Looks close enough right now. And from there, we're going to there we go. Well, I like the idea of him coming off the canvas like this, so I will draw that. Put that in there, and then that, like that. Okay, and his face is like this. Across here. I think it needs to be darker and redder, so I'll add some black and some red. Okay, there's that. His hat is not perfectly white, so I want to make it kind of just a different value than pure white, and kind of grayish. We'll do this. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to be a little more precise, or at least try to be a tad more precise. With his face. I'm going to add in a shadow and like some more of the face structure. You guys can't even see. Let's do it from this side. Okay. It's crazy that painting always looks so much easier than it is. Whenever you're watching like I've been watching a lot of painting, but I haven't been actually painting very much. So now that I'm like back doing it, it's very strange. Probably how most things are in life. Easier, they look easier than they are. Or easier said than done, easier explained than done. There we go. This is always one of the harder parts for me, is trying to draw accurately. I'm also going to close his mouth just for the sake of, I don't know, something about the way his mouth's open. I'm not a huge fan of it. For the painting. For the painting. Under his ear, the underside of this fold of the ear, the big ear hole, ear circle thing. Okay. That drawing feels okay. That drawing feels kind of like it makes sense and like it's gonna maybe be okay of a painting. We'll have to figure that out. We'll have to figure it out. I think this drawing is good enough though, for a build off of. It's crazy how transparent so many of these paints are, like at first wash. You would think acrylic paint's opaque just because it's acrylic paint, but I feel like gouache is sometimes more opaque than this. And this is good acrylic paint too. This is like expensive stuff. Well, expensive for me. So here's the thing. Do we want to do the blue background like he already has, or do you want to do something? I feel like it would look good. Let's think. I think it would look good if he had like a background of like some sort of city and then the blue sky, so it's not just all blue. Maybe like like, where would it go? Would it go here? Like, let's think. Does that make any sense? Maybe it would go lower. Maybe it would go like here. And have like buildings and like, you know, cities and all this stuff. And then blue everywhere else. Let's see how that looks. And I like the cerulean. I like the cerulean. I'm gonna go grab, see if I have a color more cerulean than ultramarine-esque. The closest thing I have is this cobalt turquoise, which I said I would. It's a color I wouldn't use, but here we are. I'm gonna mix it though. I'm gonna mix it with ultramarine and see if we can't get something close. All right, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, it's a pretty color. That looks close to what's going on. I am curious how your guys' painting years have gone, or your year has gone so far in painting. Because this is like, it's strange to think, but like this is a year where I feel like I haven't made anything very good yet. And I think a lot of it's because I haven't painted much this year. But even the stuff I have painted just seems to kind of fall flat for some reason. But this one seems like it's promising. This is a promising one. But I also think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm so like, when I started this channel and I was making like the most progress I had made, I was just sitting in my room alone painting and drawing all day, every day. All day, every day. So it was like, that's all I was thinking about was painting. Wasn't thinking about getting a job. Wasn't thinking about actually having a job. I wasn't thinking about like, you know, all this other stuff. It's outside of painting. Okay, we're all good. All good. What was I saying? Oh yeah, back when I started this channel, I was making like progress every single day. And it felt like I was getting better every single day I was painting or drawing. I had like nothing else to do but draw. So I guess it makes sense that I'm not at that same rate or even close. But it's kind of sad and kind of scary too that I very easily see how people like say they used to paint or they used to draw, or they used to do all this stuff. And I hope that's not me, you know. I'm gonna actively try to make that not me, but that's kind of worrying. You know, how people always say like, oh, I used to draw too. Because I really hope that I can draw like forever or paint forever. Who knows, you know, I'm sure your priorities change when you get older. And I don't even want to be, well, I wouldn't mind being, but I don't necessarily want to be like the best, most technical painter on earth. Like, I just want to be competent in my style. That's what I want to be. Like, yeah, I just want to be very competent in my own style. Which I don't know what my style is, but I want to be competent in it. Okay. That's a good start. We also need, we don't need it, but I think it would look nice if this was like kind of deserty. That's the vibe he's giving off. He has a turban or like a head wrap sort of thing. This gives me like a very Egypt kind of vibe, or like maybe like somewhere in like India. So I want to add some of that like just sandy kind of dusty desert kind of feel. And I want it to be lighter than his skin tone too. The sand. Let's see if we can do that. There we go. And maybe the buildings, since they're so far off, they're going to be a little bluish. See how these look. Maybe a little bluer. I feel like they still need to be bluer. And I really want to change this skyline as well. We're going to make it a little cleaner. I need to buy more printer ink for my printer because I used to like print out all my references like this, so I wouldn't have to have my tablet standing right next to my easel, but I forgot I don't know which kind of ink my printer takes. I've also been kind of lazy too. I probably should just go get it. There we go. Probably too light. Here we go, let's see. I guess that's okay. It might still be too light, but we might have to go darker later. Yeah, I think that's too light. I don't know why, that doesn't feel right. I think it should be darker. It feels too cold too. It feels like it needs to be like a warmer color. Grays are kind of complicated sometimes, especially when you're like guessing. Is that better? It's a warmer. Definitely a warmer color. And then same thing with this turban. This has a very different shadow pattern. Like this one seems to have more. His shirt seems to have more of like the sun's falling this way on him. But for some reason, the turban kind of just has like a very. It's way too dark. A very loose, like almost ambient shadow sort of situation. Okay, that kind of messed it up. It didn't mess it up, but it made it look like it's kind of silly now. But we will round that out. I'm gonna cover that up actually, because I don't like that. Okay, that's where I'm gonna stop this for right now. I might come back later today and paint some more of this on camera. But thank you guys for stopping by. And I appreciate you guys for watching the stream. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.